Hello everyone, my name is MrNJersey and welcome to my channel. Now in this video we are back with another Friday announcement / update here in Stormworks. So let's get straight into it and address the number one topic of this week, and that is modular engines and cooling. I did several videos on it showing, and it seems like the community kind of lashed out quite a lot, and unfortunately I'm a little bit disappointed in a couple of the members that really did take it out on myself and said, well, I was the person to blame. But obviously the devs have kind of addressed this in this week's update, and they've kind of said that should modular engines or other Stormworks features reflect real life situations? And the common answer here is no. The devs have said that they have tried to design it to work as close as possible to real life situation, but at the same time it's impossible to accurately model that and replicate it in a game. So they just wanted to obviously provide that a little bit of information to you guys when you are comparing it to real life situations. Along with that is big question: should modular engines overheat? And this has gone out and said yes, they should. Modular engines were never something that was meant to replace the old existing engines in Stormworks. And even with the old existing engines in Stormworks, we always used to have overheating, but it used to not be that severe. Whereas with modular engine, it is a little bit harder to actually go and operate them, to run them. And it kind of, modular engines kind of is for your more advanced players, people that want to tinker, people want to go and customize all these things. If you just want to get up and running, you can just use one of the pre-made engines here in Stormworks. Now, they did say that, of course, your engines, your modular engines at least, are going to overheat. The more fuel that you burn through them, the more load you put on them, and the more RPS you put on them, the more you're actually going to be burning and making heat in your engine, okay? The only way to obviously go and do that is, one, to run at a lower RPS, which means you're burning less fuel in your engine, or to create more circulating water around your engine using cooling manifolds. Now, of course, you can do that multiple different ways, from adding more cooling fluid tanks to adding more cooling manifolds. There's a number of different ways that you can do this. So in theory, as I was saying, what the devs are saying actually is these engines are meant to overheat. You just need to obviously build them a little bit differently to how you would normally build engines here in Stormworks. Okay, it's a new feature, so it's going to have new things on it. Now, another cool feature or balance they've actually gone and added this week is that the engines can now actually passively cool. So beforehand, they weren't able to passively cool, and I think that was leading up to and also equivalating to some bugs that we were having with actual cooling systems in Stormworks. In terms of how they actually cool, they work exactly the same as they always have worked in Stormworks. Okay, along with that, they've also added the exhaust onto the engine. Okay, so you can actually now hover over a cylinder and you can see the exhaust production. Now, the devs said they have lowered the exhaust production of the actual vehicles so that there's not that much exhaust. I probably, for example, this creation, I could probably move some of the actual catalytic converters that I have. I have quite a few. I think I have 4 or 5 on each tailpipe. So I'd probably remove some of those because now we don't have that much actual exhaust coming out of them. So that is pretty cool to see. Along with that, they have gone and made a few small updates and a few more mixes. They said they've updated the fluid gantries. So the fluid gantries at the, for example, like at one of the oil rigs, or the fuel gantries over at one of the fuel depots or oil depots, those have been updated now to obviously reflect the new things that we have in Stormworks, which is nice to see that they're obviously still paying attention to those small little things in Stormworks. But besides that, what are we talking about this week? Well, the devs are obviously going to be talking about what's next here in Stormworks. Now, they of course said that they did run their poll a couple months ago and so on and so forth, obviously asking the community for the most requested features. They've also went and published their roadmap. I'll try and throw it up on screen now so you guys can have a look at it. Now, obviously, there's a lot of things on there, from steam engines to weapons DLC and a few other features that people are really excited for. And the devs said they are on schedule for every single one of them. They're not, obviously, they can change which order that those are coming out on. We've obviously seen a lot of AI aircraft already in Stormworks, so that might be something that's coming soon. Weapons might be something that's coming soon. We just kind of have to keep an eye out. Now, devs said they would love feedback. Obviously, let them know what you think would probably be the next thing that you want to see here in Stormworks. And if you guys are still having any issues, or you think something is not balanced or not correct or not working as you would expect, they have said, please obviously just let them know, go to the issues board, obviously show them and say, hey, listen, this is not working, give them real hard evidence and saying why something's not working, and they'll look into it. And that's the nice thing about, obviously, you know, they do listen to us and they do obviously fix things and alter things, and it's really cool to see that they've obviously gone and improved the passive cooling of the engine. But yeah, just really cool. I love to see this. I'd love to hear your comments, guys, as always, in the video description below. Let me know what your comments of this update is and what you think of it. And as always, I hope you have enjoyed this video and found some entertaining and informative as always. Until next one, we'll see you.